So we're getting ready here for the second half as we welcome you back for second half action here. It's the final game of the second round in the Red Stripe Premier League. Mount Pleasant, who were leading coming into the second round, they are surpassed by Waterhouse, who drew yesterday on 40 points, but with a 2-goal better difference. Mount Pleasant find themselves in second place, but could get back to the top of the table to end the second round by avoiding defeat. So on the live table, Mount Pleasant would be the leaders of the league. So if this result holds, it's 0-0 here at Harbourview. Harbourview, the story is they have a new coach, new in terms of this season, but a returning coach, Ludlow Bernard, would have been the head coach here at Harbourview before the Kingston College man taking over from Damian Stewart, who was unceremoniously sacked by the Harbourview team. And in his first game, his first 45 minutes has produced a 0-0 score line, so no goals. Best chance of the game coming very early for Mount Pleasant. Sule McCullough, the man on the end of that. Outside of that, not much to write home about. It's the story of Harbourview kicking high and Mount Pleasant kicking wide, and probably Harbourview's good use of the Carib Cement complex, which is very close to them, because they have had some very good defensive structures, and Mount Pleasant hasn't really been able to break them down in the way that they have been doing some other teams in recent times. So it's 0-0 the scoreline here, as referee O'Shane Nation has the whistle in his mouth and wants to get us underway. Kemar Beckford standing over the ball. He has 11 goals, second only to Dean Andre Thomas of Dunby Holden in the goal scoring chart here in the Red Stripe Premier League, and really on a purple patch, rich vein of form, and would want to continue that tonight as Benbow gets us on the way with this ball over on the right hand side to Jordan Fletcher. Fletcher comes inside to Rodney. Rodney controls, plays across to McCullough, back to Rodney. Not really a good pass. Rodney really did well to control it after getting such a poor pass. Here's the man angling now, who has done some good work in midfield for Harbourview in the first half. Isaac's been hounded. So Harbourview, having been on retreat in the first half, seemed to be pressing a bit higher in the field now in the second half. So probably a change in strategy from the coaching staff, having seen now the man Beckford trying to slide this one across for the run of Benbow, and Mount Pleasant themselves seem to have just made some positional rotations to start the second half, with Beckford ending up on the right hand side, Benbow inside. So here is first corner of the second half early, as the man Jordan Fletcher is leaning on the fence and preparing to get this one inside. Mount Pleasant now with the corner. Fletcher chips it inside. Heads go up. McCullough off the post with the second bite of the cherry, and straight into the hands of goalkeeper Chambers. So it's the story of the first half repeating itself in the second half. McCullough again, the man with the chance, hit the crossbar, bounced down. Chambers could not recover. McCullough got a second chance, and right into the arms of Chambers. McCullough must be counting his lucky stars, cursing his luck, rather, because could not get Mount Pleasant in front, and he was the one who had the chance in the first half to make it 1-0. It's the type of fullback that you want to have, because he always pops up in goal scoring positions, but couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. As Hall now plays for the run of Beckford, Harbourview dispossessed them. Here is Harbourview on the ball now, chips this one across inside, trying to get the man Campbell going, but boxed out. Was a good pass. He came between the two defenders and managed to take it on the chest, but didn't stick. And that was the opportunity that Campbell and company needed in the back for Mount Pleasant. So good defending, good pass, good play all round. But Mount Pleasant coming out the better, having not conceded from that opportunity. But that was a sign that the Harborview team are showing some more intent in this second half, as now it's inside with the man angling, comes back now with Howell. Howell now more turn up the right hand side, comes inside, comes back outside trying to get the run off. Staple, can he keep it in play? And Kadeem Davis, I tell you, he came and he missed, but that ball also eluded the Harborview players, and no problems in the end there for Mount Pleasant as Davis boots it upfield, headed out by Harborview. Howell now inside to Campbell. Campbell does well, gets by one. Campbell still chipping, lining up the shot, but beats it off the feet of Isaacs as Rodney now will take over. 49 minutes, just started the second half, and can I tell you that there has already been a missed chance. 2 bites of the cherry for Sule McCullough off the Jordan Fletcher corner, and ball now played high and wide for Keston Hall to chase. Hall deemed to have fouled the Harborview man there, and Decoy Williams will now take over as we have played 6 minutes in the, are approaching the 6th minute of the second half. Here is McCullough now just fending off the player there to get the throw inside for Mount Pleasant. Already inside with Campbell. Campbell across to Richie. Richie now wants to play inside, hasn't seen the pass yet, probably will go long, as expected he does. Beckford now takes it on the chest, good hold up play here by the striker, comes inside to Benbow. Benbow chips it inside for Kessadal, 1-on-1! And the Chambers did well, must credit the goalkeeper, but Kessadal maybe should have just scored with the first touch there. A wonderful pass by Cardell Benbow, split the defenders. Kessadal was at the right place at the right time, but did the wrong thing. And Harborview live to fight another day. And this looks like it's gonna be one of those nights that you dominate but can't get on the score sheet. And I tell you something, normally you end up on the losing end in situations like these, but let's see what happens with this Mount Pleasant team. That was a beautiful opportunity, maybe the chance of the game. Benbow with the pass, Keston Hall got onside, faced up with the goalkeeper, wanted to take too many touches. Chambers did well to save with the left boot there. So 52 minutes gone. What's the score? Harborview 0, Mount Pleasant 0. Shots on target, Mount Pleasant 3, Harborview 2. And hand in the face there. And the referee nation presents his first yellow card of the piece, and it will go to the number 18 player from Harborview. First yellow card here shown by referee nation, and Mr. Nasworthy is the recipient, so he has the misfortune of being the first player to enter the referee's books for a caution, as this one now is chipped across to Benbow. Benbow now will come inside but can't get by, trying to do a little bit too much, and ball comes now inside with McCullough. McCullough now to Isaacs. Isaacs comes across Leng, taking quite a lot of time to get the ball under control, and hence he allows the Harborview player to recover defensively. and to bring a stop here. So Campbell now manages to get it across to Fletcher. Fletcher plays it for the run of Benbow. Benbow over on the far side. Mount Pleasant now kicking from right to left. Here is Benbow hounded by 2 players. Can he get across inside? No. And the corner, the verdict. The last corner from this same side produced some goalmouth drama, but no goals. Let's see what will happen now as Fletcher would like to replicate the delivery, but McCullough would like to change the outcome. So too the Mount Pleasant fans. Fletcher comes, can't beat the man at the near post, not as good as the first corner there, and Benbow trying to win the ball before Harborview can advance into the Mount Pleasant half. So good tracking and transitional play from Mount Pleasant, good defensive work from Harborview. They have let in a few looks, but still managing to keep this game at 0-0 after 55 minutes. And the longer the game goes on like this, the more Harborview will think they're in the thick of things. First half statistics, Harborview percentage 37%, Mount Pleasant 63%. The Harborview team primarily were sitting back in this first half, but pressing a bit higher up the field now in the second half as Howell plays this one across, gets it to Beckett. Beckett looks up, has a good shot on him, comes to Anglin. Anglin back to Howell. Howell wants to shoot, but as I told you, at the end of the first half and maybe at the beginning of the second half, the plot, the story has been Harborview shooting high and Mount Pleasant shooting wide. And that has continued into the second half. That is the second time that Howell has been aiming for the Stars. And he is playing for the Stars of the East. Probably wants to take a flight soon. Here is ball now inside. Beckford comes across to Rodney. Rodney does well to recover and now gets it to Isaacs. Isaacs inside to Benbow. Benbow back to Leng. Leng on the far side. And now it's with Howell. And the Harborview fans feeling a bit better about their team now as Fletcher joins Mr. Nasworthy in the referee's book. This is the first caution for the Mount Pleasant team. And a foul he had to give because they were caught in transition. Player was motoring up the middle of the pitch, and just to slow them down so his team could regroup as the substitutes getting ready. Among them, the 2 former Harborview players, Daniel Green and Evan Taylor. Francois Swaby also there in the mix, and looks to be Shaquille Notice, who is also getting himself ready. Actually, it's Alwyn Harvey who is with the substitutes as this one is chipped across and Leng off the chest to Kadeem Davis, who only boots the ball back to Harborview and prepare for them as Howell again. And as we told you before, once it's Howell, look to the skies. It's more like punting in American football. But Howell will have 4 shots on his stat sheet, but all 4 will say off target as Harborview now lining up a change.
Out comes player number 8.
And Howell, interestingly, coach.
He's replaced by player number 28, Sean Daly.
Coach is not having any more sky action. So Howell will be replaced by Sean Daly, who I'm sure the coach would have told to shoot for a lower target. So 58 minutes gone, 0-0 the scoreline. Harborview, the hosts in yellow, playing against Mount Pleasant in blue. Harborview with 26 points and 9th on the table. playing against Mount Pleasant with 40 points and second on the table, second on goal difference. The live table, Mount Pleasant would have 41 points, Harborview 27. With those points, Mount Pleasant would go back to the top of the table, whilst Harborview would remain in ninth position behind Tivoli Gardens, who have 29 points. Staple to McDonald. McDonald cuts inside, comes back to Anglin, cut out by Mount Pleasant with McCullough. McCullough across to Fletcher. Fletcher now, Isaacs. Ball now still with Fletcher. Fletcher now chips this one up for the run of Beckford. Beckford is inside the box, still wants to get, but really good defending here. The moment he received the ball, there were two players there, and then from the back door came the retreating player who managed to just dispossess Beckford. So some planning being seen here from the play of the Harborview team in terms of how they approach the Mount Pleasant players, specifically the man Beckford, who has been crowded out at every opportunity. And Harborview now through Talbot will restart the game. 1 hour gone, 60 minutes, 15 minutes in the second half. 0-0 the scoreline. Harborview 0, Mount Pleasant 0. As Isaacs now takes the ball off. Here's Beckford now coming inside the box. Beckford, team shot, but Chambers had to go down quickly to make the save, and probably a better chance than how it looked, because he did get behind the defenders. Not often that he's doing that. Got the shot off, but Chambers went down smartly. Second save with the feet. And let me tell you something, this young goalkeeper has been keeping his team in the game. So Mount Pleasant with 3 clear opportunities in the second half, and the scoreline is still 0-0. As Staple now boots one just wide of the upright. Don't take that to be speculative, because it wasn't far and would have been a good goal from the right full back. Let fly, but just wide of that upright, and still 0-0 the scoreline here. So more intent, as we said, being shown. Possession a little bit closer to parity in this the second half, as Harborview has moved up a notch in the field. In the American football, you move by every 10 yards. So Harborview have stepped up and down, as now ball comes inside to Benbow. Kessler Hall trying to get it inside. Harborview dispossesses Beckett now. Comes across to McDonald. So a little bit more excitement here in the second half, as McDonald now chips this one across for Staple. Staple trying to get it inside, but Campbell couldn't keep his footing, as Hall now comes on the outside, gets Fletcher going. Fletcher now switched over on this left hand side. Still Fletcher now gets by one. Fletcher comes inside, wants to line up a shot, but he goes across, finds the man Benbow. Benbow can spot the run of Beckford. Beckford now inside the box. 2 players, 3 players. Rodney can't control. First touch poor there. Isaacs now resets for Mount Pleasant, and Richie comes as far as to McCullough over on the left hand side. Now down on the left channel. Benbow onside. Still Benbow. Can he get by his man? No. Still Benbow. Now he comes to McCullough. Can McCullough get the cross inside? Still not getting the cross. Now he boots it in with the left boot. Decoy Williams, not a very good clearance. Ball still in and around the goal area. And Staple has been rewarded with a free kick here. So after 62 minutes, and Mount Pleasant, they are lining up some substitutions. Looks to be the 2 Harborview returnees who are going to make their entrance into the game shortly. So Beckford now inside to Fletcher, who has come centrally now. Tried to get the shot off, but can't penetrate the wall of yellow. Here is Sule McCullough. 63 minutes gone here. 0-0 the scoreline. We are at Harborview. Harborview in 9th, playing Mount Pleasant, who are in 2nd. Mount Pleasant 40 points, Harborview 26 points, live table 41 to Mount Pleasant, 27 to Harborview. Harborview in yellow, kicking from left to right. Mount Pleasant in blue, and they are kicking in the opposite direction. And Harborview's last game, 3-0 they lost at Tivoli. Mount Pleasant, their last game, 1-2-0 at Veer. Head-to-head between these two teams, 2 wins apiece. So this is the tiebreaker in their 5th meeting. And at the moment, it's 0-0. So Daniel Green, former Harborview man, getting ready to come on. And Evan Taylor seems as if he's been lined up as well, as coaches seem to be just figuring out who is the right person to come off, as Babito McDonald now chips this one inside, and here comes now Harborview. Beckett trying to just chip this for Norman Campbell to go around the shoulder of the defender, but didn't work there at the end. 65 minutes, 0-0. Harborview hosting Mount Pleasant. Final game of the 2nd round. 11 more games in round 3. Then we reach to the playoff and relegation stage of the competition. Here is the man being bummed off the ball here. So substitutions about to be made, and number 9 Daniel Green is coming on. Just waiting to see what number is on the board. Number 11 Keslan Hall is coming off, and Hall is being sent back on the field. So coaching staff obviously changing their minds. So we wait to see what the change will be, as Hall now boots this one downfield, and Dekai Williams first venture into the opponent's half, chips this one inside, but Campbell will clear for Mount Pleasant for the throwing to be given. So let's see what the substitutions are.
Substitution for Mount Pleasant.
So number 9 is coming on, and now they have changed from number 11
Jordan Fletcher
to number 8. So Fletcher is coming off,
to number
and
23.
Evan Taylor, number 23, is coming on, and coming off it will be number 17. So the 2 former Montego Bay United players are off, and the 2 former Harborview players are on, and that is how the cookie crumbles here. Substitution now for Harborview. Number 44 is coming in, that's Basco, and coming off is Lasworthy. So here is ball inside now. So both teams making 2 substitutions thus far, as Hall now gets it inside to Sule Makala. 67 minutes gone, 0-0 the scoreline here, as the ball now is played with Keslan Hall, who saw his number on the board and maybe thought he was coming off. And Basco, in his first taste of action, has gone into the referee's book. That's the first touch of action for Basco, and it's to get a yellow card. So free kick taken. So Basco came onto the field, and 5 seconds after, referee says, welcome, this is the color yellow. Here now inside is Isaac, tries to put it across the box, and now the cross comes in, headed out there by Harborview. Still Mount Pleasant trying to penetrate, but now it comes back into the midfield. Taylor, the man there, can't win it from his younger counterparts, as now this one is chipped inside, trying to spot the run of Campbell over on the left hand side. So he's now moved back over to the left hand side. Campbell now and shoots, but not much problems there for Kadeem Davis, but intent being shown by Harborview. Told you in the first half that he's the danger man. Got the goal at Jacksall and is here now threatening to pull off what would be deemed an upset based on current form if the Harborview team could get a win here at the expense of Mount Pleasant. As Beckford, the goalkeeper was at sea. Beckford needed to get over the ball to get it down into the net. Couldn't do that. Chance number 4 of the second half. And Mount Pleasant, will they live to regret some of these missed opportunities as we approach 70 minutes here in this encounter, which is getting livelier and livelier by the minute. All the subplots are being played out, as one of the spectators here at Harborview suggesting that the Mount Pleasant team is tired. No signs of that right now, as Harding, who hasn't had much to do in the second half, now reminds us that he's still a part of this fixture. And free kick now awarded. Played quickly as Campbell now chips inside, comes as far as to trying to get the number 25 man there angling on the ball, but didn't get it there. So the ball now played across. Here is Norman Campbell now getting himself going forward. Here comes Daly. Not much action since taking the field. And Harborview now with a rare foray, a sustained period of pressure, as now maybe Tabakta chips it inside. Daly, Basco the man there was trying to get the head on. Harborview spectators asking for a free kick. Referee Nation is having none of it as Beckford tugged there, and the referee spots the infringement. Now he goes across because it seems to have been escalating a bit further. So the referee now turns on the afterburners just to allow the players to see that he is still in charge. Talbot, the man there, who is in the middle of that incident, and Basco may do well to move away from the ball here, because his short stay on the field could be cut to an exit if he goes back into the book, as Taylor now with his first piece of action chips this one inside. That's what he has been brought on to do. It's more like a quarterback here, because he is one of the best range passers, maybe still in the Premier League, and he has been brought on obviously to get some more balls going across, as Isaacs now chips this one across towards the back post. Chambers comes, falls awkwardly, and it's a corner kick. There are 3 Harborview players on the floor. Chambers is on the turf. One has since gotten up, so there's one more player, and the corner kick now to be taken from the far side. Third corner for Mount Pleasant, and officials spotting an infringement, some haji-baji in the box, and they are asking, assistant is asking referee Nation to just sort it out before. And now Nation comes across just to consult with his colleague as to what exactly he would have seen based on the referee's posture. Nothing in it, as Benbow now plays this one inside, and immediately the infringement is called against Mount Pleasant. So obviously the referees in their conversation would have prompted Nation to be looking at a particular situation, and Harborview the beneficiaries of that. And just about 17 minutes to to play in this encounter. 0-0 the scoreline between Harborview at home here to Mount Pleasant. So 0-0 as Campbell now chips this one inside for Bebeto McDonald, but Richie does well and was quick to point to the ball to tell the referee that, listen, I did not touch him, but I played the ball. Bebeto McDonald went down for what it's worth, but Nation wasn't buying. So corner is the verdict, as we see Gerald Neal here and the man Rudolph Stennett, part of the technical setup at the Mount Pleasant Football Academy, and some fans in our shot as well. Alan Silcole, the man there in the Kangal hat and the silver dreadlock, as that this one now is chipped across, headed out at the back post. Campbell now, but handball there. Cheeky little handball, and Nation spotted the danger and awarded the free kick. So the strategy has changed, because Harborview now are pressing in the defensive third of Mount Pleasant, and obviously the coaching staff has seen the need to make some adjustments in terms of where they start the press. Here's Bebeto McDonald. Additionally, McDonald, he now is over on the right hand side and has been doing quite a lot of work, as Green is fouled by his former teammate at Harborview, and Taylor will now come again to launch another ball inside the Harborview box. Evan Taylor, former Reno man, came to Harborview, played at Montego Bay United, played at Waterhouse. Now he's at Mount Pleasant. Spotted by Rennie Simoes when he was just a youngster, just about 17 years old. Was brought into the national setup and earned the reputation as one of the best long-range passers of the ball in the country, as Richie now tries to go diagonal to get Benbow going. Kept it in play, but no, he didn't. And goal kick is the verdict. 76 minutes have elapsed. 0-0 between Harborview in yellow, the home team, and Mount Pleasant in blue, as Green now controls. Chips is one trying to get the run, but it's cut out there by Decoy Williams, who sensed the danger. Kessler Nall again making his way into one of those goal scoring positions, but has not been able to make it count, as referee now spots just a pull back there by the man Beckett on Isaacs, and Isaacs will walk away from the ball. Taylor again. So since his inception, since his introduction in the game, all of the dead ball situations, with the exception of the corner taken by Benbow, has been by Mr. Taylor. Now seems to be walking away. We're just watching to see as Chambers constructs this wall. Taylor just positioning himself better, taking some steps back. Referee now asks the wall to go back the required yardage, as the kick now to be taken by the man Taylor, and he's going straight for goal. And once again, good walls are built at Harborview, as this one now is coming across to Benbow. Chips is inside. Green handled the ball there on the edge of the box, and not the sort of quality that the Mount Pleasant team is looking for at this time. Now here is ball now chipped over on the flank, but Bebeto McDonald will not get there. So another shot of the crowd here as we approach the final 10 minutes of this game. Hasn't been a dull game, hasn't been really a boring game. First 65, 70 minutes, first half, Harborview just sitting back, Second half, they have come out with more intent. We have seen Mount Pleasant miss 4 chances in the second half. Harborview has had 2 sniffs at goal. That man Staple with a shot that passed the left upright, and then Norman Campbell, who managed a shot but straight into the hands of Kadeem Davis. That's some of the action from the second half so far as we enter into the 80th minute. Luca Levy being lined up. John Luca Levy being lined up to come in for Harborview. That would be their final substitution as Richie, the captain, Mount Pleasant, boots this one now. Long field, he's onside, no! And Harborview quickly restarts here as Richie goes wide. And Man Isaacs shifted to the right of the midfield triangle with the introduction of Taylor, and has lost the 2 battles since being put in that position. And after 80 minutes, 81 minutes, it's Harborview 0, Mount Pleasant 0 in Monday night action. It's the final game of the second round. 22 games would have been played for all teams, and after 22 games, Mount Pleasant, along with Waterhouse, have 40 points at the top of the table. Waterhouse have a 2-goal better goal difference, which makes them the first place team. If this result holds, Mount Pleasant would go atop to finish the second round, as they came into this last set of games as the league leaders. But we'll have to get something out of this game in order to maintain that status going into round 3. Harborview just changing coaches, 9th place in the league, wants to probably eye one of those playoff spots, and as such they are also looking at how they could engineer a way to move up the standings as such. So Luca Levy now into the game. So with 29 points and 11 games to go, with 26 points and 11 games to go, Harborview would fancy themselves to be able to get into the top 6 if results go their way, because we have Waterhouse now presently leading with 40 points, Mount Pleasant on 40, Arnett Gardens in 3rd place with 34 points, Humble Lion 33 points, also on 33 points in 5th are the defending champions Portmore, Dunbeolian 32, Cavalier 31, and Tivoli Gardens 29 in 8th place. So in the final playoff spot, it's Dunby Holden with only 32 points, which is 6 points away. Two wins for Harborview could get them in and around that playoff spot. So they know that it's not a far-fetched idea for them to be able to get on top. Here is Green dispossessed, and the infringement spotted there by Mesh Nation. 2 teams in the relegation zone still have breaking out of the teens. Would be Huey in the 11th spot on 17 points, and Jamalco really struggling. They are now called Veer, but originally Jamalco with 16 points. And both Huey and Veer have a lot to do to get themselves back into survival spot. Is that Basco again? Basco really seems as if he wants to get an early shower. Hasn't been on for more than 20 minutes, and now the referee is basically telling him to use his head. Use your head, young man, because I will have to send you off the field the next time there's an incident. Richie now inside to Taylor. Taylor comes across to Richie. Richie chips it inside, headed out by Harborview. Isaacs being hounded by Luca Levy. Here is Green. Green again, still Green on the ball. Green goes to the turf, still Green. He rocks and gets into Isaacs. Isaacs comes outside to McCullough. McCullough further wide to Benbow. Benbow now can't get it past Staple. And a throw in. 5 minutes unofficially to go in this encounter. Maybe 2 or 3 minutes of stoppage time based on what has elapsed in the second half. Here is Campbell. Campbell now wants to get it to McCullough. He does. McCullough chips inside. Hall comes across, can't get the better of Staple. Harborview clear their lines, but only as far as Campbell, who has now come inside the Harborview half. So Mount Pleasant settling up a camp there, but Richie was at the back, his centre-back partner, to provide coverage as Campbell now to Levy. Levy comes across. Harborview now looking to mount another attack. Has really been better in the second half. Ball comes across and should be a corner here. It is. So Harborview having a good second half comparing, if you compare what happened in the first half. But this seems to be a matter of strategy. The coaching, looking at what Harborview have been doing in the first half, and clear change of the plan for the second half, pressing higher in the field, showing more intent, switching around players in certain positions. Now they have pulled the man, Bebito McDonald, who was employed wide right. They have moved out the man Anglin, who was in the center of the park. He's now on the right hand side. Luca Levy now has now occupied that midfield spot, and Norman Campbell still playing off the shoulders there of the right side of the Mount Pleasant defense. So lots of changes made there by Harborview, and Mount Pleasant, of course, would have replaced Fletcher and the man Rodney with Taylor and Daniel Green, and maybe wants to go for more long balls based on Taylor's prowess with his passing ability. So it's a battle of strategies and wits, tactical maneuvering here, with 4 minutes unofficially to be played, and 0-0 the score line, and Mount Pleasant lining up their fourth corner of the second half, and still trying to press home an early, well, at this point it would be a late advantage, but still trying to get something out of this game. And one will feel that Mount Pleasant, even if this is a drawn result, would feel aggrieved having not taken all 3 points, considering the chances they got in this game. Harborview not really getting a gilt-edged chance, but have threatened. And Mount Pleasant would not be happy as the heads go up in the box. There's a hint of a handball there, but nothing. That Mount Pleasant players not really appealing as such, and obviously no infringement here, as now Green on the ball. Green, not much from Green since coming into the game, but comes across now to Leng. Haven't seen much of Leng in the second half, as well as Campbell now boots his one diagonally, trying to spot the run of McCullough, who was overlapping, and now Taylor hits the ball and comes right through Basco in the process. And Basco already on a yellow card, but this time he's involved in another free kick incident. This time he is the victim, benefactor of the free kick, as the man Decoy Williams now to take, plays this one across. Decoy Williams also had a stint at Portmore, had a stint with Arnett Gardens, and back at Harborview here, as we said earlier, went overseas. As Levy now plays this one inside to Beckett. Beckett comes across to Staple. Staple to Anglin. Anglin now looks upfield for passing options, comes wide to, looks to be Basco. Basco now does well to Good close skills there, but can't pass Taylor, who was in a good space, and now chips this long ball. What a ball to Benbow. That's what he has been brought on the field for. Benbow, can he beat this man 1v1? Benbow, but goes. So the cross did not come. Corner kick is the result. Excellent pass from the man Evan Taylor. That's what he has been brought on the field to do. And Beckford may be wondering why that ball didn't come across to him. We are going over into stoppage time now. Anytime now we can look for the signal of the fourth official, Odette Hamilton, and now Harborview will have the opportunity to clear their lines here as the ball is with Talbot. Green now steps forward. Talbot. So if you're just joining us, you have about 5 minutes of action to see. And the news is that Harborview are in yellow. Have not scored. Neither have the home team. As the away team, Mount Pleasant, managed to reach the Harborview custodian. So it's 0-0 the scoreline here after just about 90 minutes. And the result here, and now on cue, Odell Hamilton gives us a signal. 3 minutes left, and present conditions say that Harborview will go to 27 points and Mount Pleasant would go to 41 points, which would put them at the top of the table to close out the second round. Harborview, if they can manage to squeeze one here, would still remain in 9th place, but would move up from 26 to 29 points. Mount Pleasant has missed quite a lot. 4 clear opportunities in the second half and another 3 or 4 in the first half, and would be disappointed to leave here even with a point in the context of how this game has gone. Possession wise, it's 60-40 in favor of Mount Pleasant, the traveling team. They are the best road team in the league, best defensive team in the league. 22 points on the road out of 40 points that they have amassed. Only conceded 18 goals. So form with the men in blue tonight, and Harborview under the new coaching aggregation just trying to get their footing here. Here is Levy, substitute, comes back inside, can't get it down here. Daniel Green stops and start. Poor decision there, loses out to the Harborview team. Beckett now turns away. Now it comes across, trying to get the man Anglin going, beats the man Leng, who is late to the ball. Now what could happen here? Could there be late drama in this game as Anglin shoots it over now to Norman Campbell. Norman Campbell now turns inside to Richie, shoots in the back of the net. It's a dagger in the 92nd minute of play. I told you about that man Norman Campbell. Has been a nuisance from the first round. He got one opportunity, got by the man Ladale Ritchie, shot in the back of the net, and I can tell you there's no coming back from this. Harborview will leave home as the victors. Mount Pleasant at the death has conceded. Daniel Green there with a poor decision to dribble when he should have made the pass. Luca Levy intercepted, and the substitutes, they linked up. Anglin did well to get to the ball before Leng, who was late for the challenge, got it on the right hand side, and Norman Campbell got by Ladale Ritchie. He did the rest, and I think this should be the final whistle. The game is over. The 93 minutes have elapsed. We are going into the 94th minute here, and I believe that when Chambers takes this goal kick, that Nature and the referee will signal the end to this fixture. So what a story here. A plethora of missed chances. There is the final whistle. Harborview and their new coach, Ludlow Bernard, has snatched the victory in the final minute of extra time to give Harborview 3 points here and move them to 29 points. And Mount Pleasant will leave as second place at the end of the second round. They have lost by a goal to nil here at the compound in Harborview. So we leave you with the news that Harborview have won this game by a goal to nil, courtesy of Norman Campbell in the 92nd minute.